That's Laura Branigan, Self-Control, from the Grand Theft Auto Vice City Volume 4, Flash FM. Because that's how Zeus rolls. Intimus B5s. The 5 Bs. I can never get it right. Let's take a look at them. Let's look at them, and let's look at them on the internet, where things live. Never heard of Aperion? You never heard of Aperion Audio? I don't blame you, because they're one of those direct, they're like HTD level 3s. Remember HTD level 3s? You got to go to their site, and then you could find their speakers. Just like Ohm, got to go to their site. You're not going to go to Best Buy. You're not going to go to actually, I would say you're not going to find them on Amazon, but boom, found them on Amazon. Sold from Aperion Audio. It's not bad. Very low rating, only 57 ratings, so they must have just started putting them on Amazon. Those are the 4-inch, and they're the 5-inch. $350 for the pair. The 5Bs. Just like 2B. Just like 2B. 5B. Anyway. So Aperion Audio makes a whole range of subwoofers and towers and rear speakers. And these are the 5-inch variant of their Intimus line. And they're tiny. I mean, I've got a collection of speakers over there. And these are... the Emotivas are tiny, but these just feel smaller. No magnets. I like the little shape. Little Intimus logo. There's not. It's also on the driver itself. Let's take these off, because the only ones that have to wear their clothes are the Dentons. That review coming. Anyway, 5 1/4. Branded dust cap. Nice feel of this. By the way, don't do this. I'm a professional. Rubber surround. Very small. Doesn't have a lot of throw yet, thanks to that very tiny base port, which is strange because it doesn't just go here. It extends beyond it. I don't know why. I can feel it. There's like a lip inside. So they've extended the port a bit, and you get decent low end. For how small... The only speaker I would consider smaller than this is the Mic MB42X. Alright, these just... Look at the little thing. Look at the little thing. It's like a little thing. This is a little tiny thing. And this is the 5-inch variant. There's a 4-inch variant. There's some quirks with this speaker. I'll put this out there. I love these speakers. I love the way they sound. They cost a little more than maybe I'd like to see them cost. If they were like $300 on the nose, catch them on sale for $250. Sold. Sold. $350 is asking a bit, but you get to go with these. Have it Aperion. Big soft dome, recessed a bit, waveguide. Flush mount, 5 1/4, tiny little box ported. Chewbacca. Brown. What the hell? Calico? Calico. Flush mount. Do you want to know what I like or dislike about these speakers? Because it's a couple of things. It's a big list. I love the highs. I love the way the low end is actually produced. I don't like the imaging. These sound big. The Dentons sound big. The Kefs sound big. The Yamos sound like there's a giant wooden barrel. These are right up there, and they're tiny speakers. These are hide from your wife speakers. You could hide these from your wife. They're black. But it covers them. No one will even notice them. You're paying that premium. The imaging I don't like. Let me explain. When you set speakers up on these stands, especially in this room, which I've done quite a few speakers at this point, and you sit in the middle or stand in the middle like I currently am, even with those facing forward, you should hear a center image. You should hear vocals coming from dead center. And I've had to get up numerous times after installing these up here and check to see if I wired them out of phase. Because when you wire a speaker out of phase where the positive is negative and the negative is positive, that speaker will act opposite and it'll cancel out. That's almost like what's happening here. I just spent right before this review setting these speakers up because this is finally the time to review them. Review time. That's U2, by the way. The Saints Are Coming with Green Day.
The clouds will be said.
These speakers rock. They rock. I'm playing U2. They rock. They're playing U2. It rocks. There's no imaging. I'm listening for vocals to happen like here, like focused. Now, imaging can vary if you hear it and it's very pinpoint, or if it's just like a general area, like there's vocals coming from the center. The whole front of my room is vocals. And it's different from the Ohm Walsh's where I said the whole room has sound, because those are omnidirectional, so that makes sense. This is making less sense. It's like these speakers have put an invisible wall between them where it's just making sounds on the right and just making sounds on the left. Now this could be a bad thing. Doing like I'm doing where it's just stereo music and they're very far apart. I think it's too far apart for them right now. 9.5 feet, 10 feet, 9.5 feet. Put them a little closer together. This will not bother you. Add a center channel. This will not bother you. There's so much other stuff this does well that this little quirk of the imaging is blurry, it doesn't really. It should not matter. Because this happens when you play like the Prodigy. The highs get right up to the line where I am like, ooh, leave it there. They just tickle you and they're like, oh, a little more, oh, stop. And it actually listens. There's a couple speakers that I've done that it goes beyond that perfect point. And once you're past it, you're just like, oh, why am I here? Why am I here? And these don't do that. Highs, I mean, usually the Wharfdale Dentons, I complain the highs are, well, future warning, spoilers, complains the highs don't. These, the highs, The Kefs, the highs, The Emotivas, maybe, just maybe, just too much, just over the top. But these, Cheap Trick, Surrender. That is way too Guardians of the... Look at the mastering on that from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, forget it. They spent a lot of time tweaking that tweeter, and I appreciate that. And considering that these are actually designed to be used in a home theater where a center would be involved, a center variant of this will be amazing. How do they work on a desk? Because, hello, McFly, hello. Tiny spikes. Look, my hand is bigger in all dimensions except for that one. Where's my boombox? Come here, Micah Boombox. Time to show off. In case you've never seen this, is a boombox. It's just like 2 inches taller, like an inch deeper, like an inch wide. It's the next level. It's a little bit bigger Micah. If a Micah made a 5 1/4, this is how big it would be, and I'd hope it sounded like this. How's that? How's that? Since they didn't, here you go. They're a little bit more pricey than I'd like them to be. They just it's a little more cost than I'd like. But what can you do about it? Petition your senators. We talk how that is like intimidatingly like loud. I mean, I've got it up. I don't know what their efficiency rating is. I should check. But I've got it up. And they're just like, ooh, you know, this is Epic Score, by the way, which is like a collection of free music to play soundtracks to. And that is like oppressively shit. You could tell when a speaker's been designed for home theater use, and we could tell when it's been designed for music use. Home theater speakers get abused. They are the red-headed stepchild of speakers. When you see it on a site like Aperion, they're like, hey, check out our home theater bundle where they have 2 of these and 4 of these. They're designed to take the power and volume needed for movies. Of all the speakers I've got there, these have been up on my stands probably the longest. Where I just didn't move them to do other things. I just leave them up there because I had no qualms about it. If I sat on the couch right in the middle, I got enough imaging to say, okay, there's vocals. And then when shit blew up, I was not upset. It didn't like lack. It wasn't. There's a couple speakers here that the Kefs, I was like, oh God, I'm going to blow them up. Oh, please don't blow up. Never worried about these. These won't blow up. These don't give a shit. Here's some dead mouse. That looks like it's gonna hurt. Let's see. More volume, please. They just don't care. There's my mica boombox. If I built another boombox, there's a highly likelihood they would be these. It'd have to be like 70 watts a channel because they're hard to drive, but I'd strap these to my box and I'd carry them around. Because I can get this volume on the beach. That's stupid. Yeah, they surpassed their size probably better than any speaker. I think better than any speaker. The Micas, they're great speakers. I got them in my rear. And they sound good, but they don't sound bigger than they are. And these sound bigger than they are by a good margin. They're a tiny little box. They don't quite put out the low end. Like, you need a sub. Right now, I'm not playing with a sub, obviously, because this is the review. But you set these up in your room, you throw a subwoofer, one of these, one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those, one of those. God, I have a lot of subwoofers. Do I have any more? I got one in there too. Fuck. Gotta sell some subwoofers or hook them all up and make it blow up in here. I can't remember what I was talking about on a desk. These work. These work on a desk. A big, soft dome. Some of the little pies, like they just don't. These will work. You'll never take them to this sort of volume, I hope. They're so forgiving. They're forgiving up close, and when you back up, they stop being forgiving and start pushing. They just start pushing. I've had a little bit of cone break up in one of them when I was really being stupid. Like just now I was being stupid. I could just hear it like... No one should ever push any 5 1/4 that hard, but I was pushing it because I'm a dick. By the way, I bought these. They offered them to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take them. So they might end up in a Patreon yard sale, or I might hold on to them and do a boombox. It's really up to how Chewbacca feels one day. Look at her plotting. So they lack imaging, but they make up for that in sounding like they're here. It's give and take in this world. It's very hard to get a perfect speaker. So these lack a bit of imaging, so they don't quite bring the focus, but fuck it, because Billy Joel Live comes on and you're there. I don't know how, I don't know what magic property. It's a 5 1/4 like every other 5 1/4, but it's there. I don't know if it's a tweeter doing something. It's gotta be the tweeter doing some weird phase shit with my brain.
Now this is a story about my girlfriend.
Again, I have to say, it almost sounds like something's out of phase. I had the same feeling with the, what were those little speakers that were homemade DIY? Where I was like, wow, that sounds weird. Those, you know what I'm talking about. And I like the result. I like the result more than I don't want to keep talking about the Wharfdale Dentons because that review isn't out yet. These have to come out first. I like the way these speakers sound. I love the way they sound different enough and bigger than they look I'm dying from how they sound. They sound so good. Ave Maria. Can we get a I'm in a big room. It sounds like surround sound's on. It's weird as shit. I'm gonna see. I'm keeping these, right? Keeping them. They're small enough I could hide them in the sofa. Hide them under the sofa. I'm gonna keep them. I bought them, and I think I'm gonna ask them if they will send me to review their bigger speaker. Because if they can match what they just did, so here's the Intimus 5B, $350. I believe the next one is the Versus. Yeah. $760 for the Versus 2 Grand Bookshelf speaker, which is a completely different. It's a completely different animal. Is it even a bigger driver? I mean, I can't judge. Yeah, risk-free specifications. 5-inch. It's still only a 5-inch. It's still only a 5-inch, and it's more than double the price. But if they could do what these are doing with a little more finesse, and again, I don't have any problem with the current level of finesse, but I gotta know. The company has intrigued me enough to want to know. A surround sound with these, doing what this, why should you buy the Intimus Aperion? This. They're making this sound all over here. Put these in the rear, and then put bigger ones of these towers in the front and get that, and oh my god, who the hell needs Atmos? So, link to these in the description. Link to the wallpaper in the description. Link to the sound demo in the description. Link to the Patreon in the upper right hand corner or the description. A link to their website and NoCat links. They've piqued Zeos's interest, and Zeos doesn't get very interested in I like this, but a small little thing. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Little bullies. They're little bullies. I think I'm gonna leave them up here actually for tonight. Put the screen down, maybe watch a movie. I don't know, just when I know the speaker's good when I put it up in these stacks, and the laziness of I don't want to move them wins over like, well, I could just get up and put my $1,200 boot carts up. No, screw it. Leave these up. That's how you know a speaker's good. When that sort of intrigue has happened, when it's just like, you know what, they're good enough to not want to put the fucking best speakers I've ever heard up. So yeah, there it is. Again, sound demo, Patreon, links, cat, description. Next time.